G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the southwest side of the map in the colour purple, throwing down a barracks at the very beginning of the game. As the English, we've got Puppy Paw. Give me that wide boy right there, oh yeah. And on the northeast side of the map, in the colour teal, playing as the Chinese, representing Team Liquid, we've got Demu. Oh yeah. Let's zoom in on these villages a little bit. We got that nice little wide zoom. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We're here on the pit, watching two of the world's players battle it up against each other. If you're enjoying this Age of Empires 4 content and want to see plenty more, then you know what I'm going to tell you. You got to like that video. You got to do all the things. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, turn on the notifications, leave a comment. If you don't like the video, dislike it, but you don't like it, but don't dislike it, right? If you're here watching this content, there's a good chance you do like it. You know, I'm actually curious. If you've ever disliked a video, I want to know why. Why did you dislike a video? Actually, I dislike videos sometimes on YouTube. Maybe I get a recommendation for a video and I don't like it, right? Like, I don't like it. I don't want to see any more of it. And you can say, like, don't recommend this to me, but I kind of want to engage with the video as well. There's a little bit of it. Maybe you just want to, like, go in and watch it. Actually, you know, sometimes, like, you're sitting in the... Look, we're only a minute through this video, but I'm already getting out the toilet talk. You're sitting on the toilet, you got your phone out, and you're browsing YouTube, and it's like, YouTube hits you with shorts. And it's like, YouTube will throw 7 shorts at you in a row that are all like, you know, 10,000 thumbs up. And then it will throw you like one random short with like 2 thumbs up. And it's just like, have you guys seen that meme? It's so funny. It's like an unironic meme. I think it's crazy. It's like the toilet skibbity bop. If you haven't, oh man, it won't make any sense. And it honestly, it seems a little bit surreal when I first saw the meme. But then I saw how many people were watching those videos, and I'm like, I feel like it's almost botted, right? Like, there's no way. This dude uploaded a video, and one day ago, and it's got 40 million views. I'm like, bro, who are watching these videos? These are crazy. But anyway, we've got ourselves a little bit of action opening up here. I don't think Demo's going to be in too much trouble here. He's already gathered up 150 gold. He's got tax that he can fall back on in the need, well, in the event that he goes into a little bit of an idle time. Now, up against the men-at-arms, you've got a couple of options, but the most common one that you'll see players look to go into a stable opening. And against the English like this, it does make a lot of sense because you can consider they've got the council hall, so they're probably going to be making some form of archers or longbows early on in the game. But we do see just a single men-at-arms coming out for him. Nothing more than that. Just the one men-at-arms to deny the gold. He could look to deny the stone as well. Maybe he looks to do that after the age up. We'll have to see exactly what he looks to do with it. But doesn't have a lot of resources in the bank, and now beginning to move forward. It's going to be the Abbey of Kings. All right, we're seeing it. Puppy Paw bringing it out. Keep in mind, this is a top-tier game. Both of these guys are in my top 5. Even though my top 5, it's a little bit crowded, they are both safely, well and truly in it. Like, if I had to list my top 5 right now, it's like, you've got your Beastie, you've got Marine Lord, you've got Lucifron, Vortex, Puppy Paw, Demu. Who else is up there, right? Like the kid, Voldemar, probably pushing top 5 right now. Wham, definitely up there. I mean, there's so many people that are in my top 5. So it's like, there's definitely room for these two inside that top 5. But interesting opening, though. The Abbey of Kings. So we'll be looking for that early night. Obviously, the men-at-arms, any damage that he takes can be healed up. Only taken 3 damage so far. But it does get spotted out by Demo. Demo sees that and says, oh, what do we got happening right here? Keep in mind, not only that, but he's also got the Tang Dynasty for his scout, which means a little bit of extra range, and Scout got to be careful. Fortunately, the villagers don't garrison, so he manages to keep it alive. We can see that he's going to be moving out towards the mining camp and looking to siege it down, bringing out the scout here. Meanwhile, looks like Demo going to be throwing down the Barbican on the stone. I like this a lot. Protect the stone, protect the wood. Guarantee that you're going to be moving towards that second TC. And I think that's probably the most common thing that you will see in the meta at the moment for these two civilizations, especially in this matchup. A 2 TC fast castle, right? Like, it's the staple of these two civilizations. For the Chinese especially, Song Dynasty, 2 TCs, all that good stuff. Not necessarily in that order, because obviously when you lose access to your gold, it makes it a little bit more difficult. But look at what we've got happening right here. Demu going for a little bit of a cheeky, sneaky Wallaroonie. This is reminiscent of a game that was played on Holy Island. I don't think it was Demo who played in the game, but I remember the walls coming out like this. And look at the cute way that he's walled up here, just to make sure that all of these walls here are going to be preventing that men-at-arms from running through. But unfortunately, it looks like the men-at-arms does manage to get behind the wall. Even though he takes a couple of shots to the face, he still gets behind it. So I think that there's a part of me that thinks that maybe Demu's intentionally just doing this just to try and attract the men-at-arms over here. He could look to move villagers out onto the gold. That'd be quite funny. But I do expect to see that knight coming through, rather that king coming through right now. There it is. Puppy Paw. Is he going to be moving over onto the stone? Of course he is. So second TC coming through. I like this build order a lot. I tell you what, you know, I was thinking about doing my my English build order guide for season 5, and I was like, I just don't want to rehash an old one, right? Like we've already done, you know, we've already done the 2 TC, the 3 TC, you know, the 4 longbows into a second TC. You know, I don't want to do a longbow rush. I was like, well, maybe we should focus on like a build that Puppy Paw does. Something like this is really cool. I like the way that it's aggressive early, but yet still he's going into that second town center. So he's got the focus on his economy. And I guarantee you after this, it's going to be almost certainly a fast castle. I'm curious where he puts this second TC down, whether he goes for the deer or whether he looks for the gold. I would probably be looking for the gold and then just mill the deer, because you're not going to have too much trouble with the Chinese. I mean, your main threat here is going to be palace guards coming out. That's realistically it. But it looks like Demi going to be defending with spears instead of going with the horsemen. Obviously up against the Abbey of the King. He knows that the King is also a threat here. So he says, well, we'll just go with spears instead. And then that way we cover our bases against both the King and the men-at-arms. Makes sense. Makes sense. Abbey of the King now going to be able to heal up that men-at-arms when it does come back. Or you'll just be able to run it to the King and get the heals up that way. But it looks like the town center will indeed come down over on the huntable deer. We'll check in with Demu now as he throws down his Imperial Academy. Yet to take any stone at this point, but we do see he's got the resources in the bank, at least the wood in the bank here, for that second TC. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see him just do a huge drop-off of wood and move all of these villages out. Where is Imperial officials? Does he only have one Imperial official? He's only got the one Imperial official. Oh, of course, because he didn't go into Song Dynasty, right? So he can't, I mean, he can make it from the town center if you want to do it the old-fashioned way, but, I mean, at this point in the game, it's just all about the Imperial Academy. So, yeah, that makes sense that he wouldn't be adding in that second one just yet. Obviously, going for the Barbican as well guarantees that the integrity of that stone outcropping is not compromised. Town center will be coming up down here on the south side. Nice little try. It does manage to get it as well. It looked like it was going to get out, but fortunately, Puppy Paw able to take it out. Outpost going to be coming up on the gold vein. Knight looking to come through, or rather the King going to be looking to come through. Song Dynasty has arrived, so fast villager train time. Triple spear out here. Puppy Paw not even going to attempt fate. He says, I'm not bothering. I'm not bothering. I see 3 spears. I see an outpost. That is a man who does not want to lose those villagers, and I will respect that. So you got to remember, though, a lot of people will look at that as, you know, oh, that's a victory for Demu. Is it really? I mean, Puppy Paw just forced that, right? Like, Puppy Paw forced the spears. He forced the outpost. He's forcing the hand cannon slits. These are all things that Demu wouldn't be doing if it wasn't for that King. So you could look at the King and say, oh, well, you didn't get much value for that. I'd look at it and say, well, I think you got good value. You didn't get great value for it, though. You didn't kill 6 villagers. But that's because Demu's using his hands. Take a look at this. 12 villagers on gold. You know what it's going to be. You know exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be a castle edge. Following up here. Expect to see the same thing from Demu. He's got 4 villagers on gold. Is he going to be looking to add in more Imperial officials? We see he's on 2 at the moment. Spears come through. I would expect we see a 3rd one coming out. There it is. 3rd one coming out now. 3 Imperial officials is about all you need, at least for the early stages of the game. Obviously, a 4th one is nice, but I often found that you just don't have enough resources to be focusing on supervising, right? Like here you've got 1 on the mill, 1 on the wood, and then 1 collecting tax. But you could be supervising out here, but this is expensive, right? And you've only got 4 villagers here, so it's not a huge deal to actually be supervising this. It's just better off having a villager out there. Like 100% better to have a villager out there. It's more efficient. You get more resources back because obviously the way that it works is based on giving that 20% bonus. And 20% of 4 only leaves you at 4.8 versus the villager, which would take you all the way up to 5. So we're out here doing some quick math. Second TC's out. Let's do some more quick math. I know you guys love it. So we got 2 TCs on the side of Puppy Paw. Currently training 3 villagers from each town center every minute, which means that over the course of a minute with 2 TCs, he trains 6 villagers. Compare that over to Demu, though. He's training 8 villagers every minute, which is, well, after 10 minutes, that's a difference of 20 vils. So you can see right now that we're at that 9-minute mark. But obviously that can be evened up if Puppy Paw looks to drop down a 3rd TC himself. Now he's got 2 options here. He can go for the King's Palace, which is allowing him to scale with the Chinese player, or he can look to go into the White Tower and look to really just spank out units like crazy. But it's not going to be the case. He's going to go into the King's Palace, of course, which is the safe bet. A lot of players love going for this landmark. And he's bringing a lot of villagers down here. Take a look at this. 19 villagers going to be building this landmark. 16 now. He's pulled off a couple. Said, we're not interested. Where'd they go? Up to the north. Pulled them off. And now Demo going to be looking at aging up as well. And just to give you a bit of insight, because I love to talk about the White Tower. This is the 100% the timing. If this White Tower is out here towards the front, you can use that as your base of operations and begin to push down towards the enemy. You can get out those early battering rams, those early crossbows, spears. And at this point, Demi doesn't have much to his name, realistically. He's got a Barbican, he's got a barracks, that's about it. There's nothing else really going on back here. Age up's still quite a way away as well. That's one thing to note in this matchup, is that typically the English is up a little bit before the Chinese on 2TC. But on 3TC, it's a different ball game. Ball being taken here as well for Puppy Paw. First of the farms added in. And let's see where he goes from here. Whether he looks to make units, whether he's just... I mean, we've seen Puppy Paw before go for Fast Imperial. Do we see a Fast Imperial coming out from Puppy Paw today? I wouldn't be surprised. I genuinely wouldn't be surprised. There's so many things going for English Imperial, right? It's still not... I mean, if I was to say who is the best Imperial Age in the game currently, I still feel like it's China. But I tell you what, man, I miss the glory days of China. Do you guys remember the good old days where China, your late game army would be like 14 bombards? Yeah, they were the good days, weren't they? 14 bombards. They got the +2 range. They got the extra health from the clock tower. They got the reload speed. They got the extra health from the university. Oh, man, you just couldn't kill them. You couldn't kill them. You got the extra movement speed from greased axles. You couldn't kill them, dude. They were so much fun. I loved those days. Long gone are those days. I think the majority of the fights now are, or late game China is largely built around Fire Lancer. At least that's the way that I like to play it. It's still about the Fire Lancer. You can mix in the Palace Guards as well, so that when the Fire Lancer dies, the Palace Guards get that nice little buff as well from the Spirit Way. That's another way that you can look to maximize your efficiency with the civilization. But now, plenty of villagers moving out here for Puppy Paw. If he's going to want to secure this in the center, he's going to need more than a wall here. I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see him moving towards stone. At the moment, just shy. In fact, he's got enough for it. If he wanted to go for a keep here, 65, 785, he's got enough for it in the bag if he wanted to move over there. But the 3TC is now going to be able to outscale just ever so slightly what Demu's doing. Remember that. 8 vills a minute for Demu, 9 villagers a minute for Puppy Paw. Which means that after 10 minutes, you've only got a difference of 10. It's not a huge amount, especially because when you're talking about those numbers, right, like 80 villagers versus 90 villagers, it's not a huge difference when you're really talking about it. But now we start to see a knight come out, looking to try and challenge this keep in the north of the map. The spears will be here to deny it. And indeed, it looks like one villager may go down. It's floating on 3 HP. He's got his textiles through. Men-at-Arms can also look to put on the pressure, but this keep just comes up so damn fast. He's got the boar here as well. Who needs a Borbican when you've got a Keeperkin? Is that... That's probably not. A Borba keep? A Borba keep. Also got the nest of bees out here as well to defend. Demu just setting up the quintessential Chinese position here. I mean, if anything, Demu can go in behind this. Look at this. Is the boar... What's going on, buddy? Okay, there we go. There we go. He's on the move. He's on the move. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Nest of bees taking out the boar. Look at that zoom. We don't need any devs giving us no zoom. No, 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 sir. We have our own zoom. It's a much better zoom. A more powerful zoom. A stronger zoom. It's like looking through the Hubble telescope. That's how much zoom we got right here. We're zooming like a children's song. All right, let's check in with Puppy Paw, see how he's doing. Double stable coming up down here on the south. We do see the knight numbers starting to rise. Of course, we've already spotted one out already. Where are the relics going to be, though? Monastery's here. He's picked up one so far. He's looking at the wrong number. Second one on the way in. Third one out here down on the south. Fourth and fifth relics are going to be behind that wall that he's going for. Unlikely that... I mean, this one here is still within reach if you wanted to grab it. And now Demo going to just focus on the economy. This is part of the reason why I love playing the English into the Chinese in a situation like this, because I just feel like the White Tower is so strong. Look at how little production Demu's got sitting behind here. You're talking 4 Raxes that have just come up at the 15-minute mark. That's not much. That's not much. Now, obviously, he's playing it by ear, right? Like, he sees what Puppy Paw's throwing out, and he says, well, I only need this many. But Puppy Paw's starting to add in more production here. Could be looking to ramp it up in the Castle Age. But I genuinely feel like we're just going to have Imperials coming out shortly. Almost certainly. In this matchup, in Imperial Age, you just get so much value for both civilizations. Unlocking the hand cannon here for the Chinese. The English just getting enclosures as a tech. Really, really strong. But those nest of bees. Look at the nest of bees. Able to take out the cavalry here. Just firing down on them. Peppering them up with all of this damage. Looks like a couple shots will manage to hit. Vills do get pulled. Repair attempt going to happen. And unfortunately, it looks like all the knights going to go down. So Demi doing a great job on the defense there. And Puppy Paw slowly pulling ahead on that villager count. 88 versus 85. But just remember, honestly, when it's this close, doesn't really mean anything. What does mean something are the relics, though. Relics in the late game, especially for the Chinese, are important because you've got access to the pagodas. Now, keep in mind the pagodas don't stack with tithe barns. It's either one or the other. You can research tithe barns, but if you put it in a pagoda, the relic, you're not going to get access to that extra resource from tithe barns. But it is technically better. And it's also available in the Castle Age. So that is something that you can look to exploit. Let's check in, though, with Puppy Paw. He's still stacking up those resources. Is it going to be a Berkshire? Are we going to see another Berkshire? I feel like we're just going to see a Berkshire right in the middle. He could go really aggressive with this if he wanted. How much intel does Puppy Paw have about Demu's position? Because if he wanted to, he could drop this down. He could make this really grand. I mean, you could also potentially look to go for something on the edge here and defend this sacred site, but I feel like just slapping it down in the middle, it's got so much range, right? Maybe you don't go super greedy with it. Like, maybe just something like this. I'd almost be tempted to delete the wall and just put it right here in the middle. Let's see what he does. Maybe he doesn't even go for the Berkshire. Maybe he just goes for the Wingard. Puppy Paw, a Wingard enjoyer, definitely. Oh my lord, look at the amount of archery ranges we've got here. Puppy Paw are going to just completely go into full longbow. Look for the elite upgrades. Look for incendiary arrows. Okay, it's definitely going to be a Berkshire. When you see this many villagers moving, where is he going with it, though? That's going to be the question. Does he go for a proxy? And you can see, smart move by Puppy Paw not to go for it in that spot I was suggesting. Would have been hit in the face with a whole bunch of these units. And we do indeed see it's going to be the Berkshire Palace coming up on the south side of the map, the south lane. There are 3 lanes to this map. Mid lane, which is where we love to, run it down. We always run it down mid whenever we get the chance. All my league players out there know what I'm talking about. But it's going to be in that bottom lane, down with the ADC. Look at him. The ADC is trying to carry. Only thing you're carrying, mate, are big swords. And I guess a little human as well. It's another thing. Berkshire Palace about to arise. 18 minutes into the game. Does that classify as a fast Imperial? I feel like it does. Oh my god, look at the range on that. That is absurd. Here I am looking at that like, oh yeah, this is the range on the Berkshire. No, sorry, Drongo, that's not the range on the Berkshire. That's the range on the network of castles for the Berkshire. That is the range on the Berkshire. And you might look at that and think it's not that really not that different. But have a look at just how much more area it covers. That tiny little bit of difference, between whatever it might be, say 10 range versus 15. It's probably not even that. It's probably like 12 range and 15 range. Makes a massive difference. I don't know my Pythagoras theorem too well, but I would suspect it's probably even close to double the effective area that it can fire at. Is it pi? Pi's what I'm thinking of, right? Like whenever I'm thinking about pi, all I just get apples in my head. Okay, hold on. I gotta bring it back. All right, 3. What's pi? Oh, that's I remember it now. I know that there's people that are just gonna be like, Drongo, you're 33 years old and you don't know pi. It's like, sit down, mate. If there was one thing I learned in maths class, it was 3.14156. Hold on, 3.141592653589793233584. I want to say, and that's the best I'll do you. Anything more than that, my confidence starts to deviate away from 96%, and that's where I normally like to keep it. Except when I'm doing these casts, it's 100%, baby. 100% wrong. That's up there with my confidence. But now that the Imperial Age has come through, what upgrades have we got from Puppy Paw? One of the things I often talk about is people going imp and not getting their upgrades. And now we see Puppy Paw. He goes imp for elite crossbows. Puppy Paw, how many crossbows have you got out on the field? I'm just going to quickly check here. None. Okay. How many crossbows do you have in queue, Puppy Paw? Yeah, none. Interesting decision. Man, you know, really, don't get me wrong. I love these guys. I've met them in real life. I'm friends with them. But there is something that makes me scratch my head. And it's decisions like that. Where, how, why? Is he planning to move into crossbows? Is it like, is he prepping for the future? Is this like an investment? Is he like, okay, so the plan is, I'm going to make 1,400 longbows, and then when I run out of wood, I'm moving into crossbows. So instead of upgrading my longbows straight away, I'm going to upgrade my crossbows so that when I get to Imperial Age and I've got that longbow mass and they all die, and then I finally get my crossbows on the field, they'll be elite, ready to go. Or does he just realize and he's like, oh shit, I upgraded the wrong thing? Because even the men-at-arms don't have their elite upgrades yet. He just upgraded elite crossbows, a unit he doesn't even have on the field. That doesn't make any sense to me, Puppy Paw. How are you doing this? You're in my top 5, dude. I will take you out, Puppy Paw, unless you upgrade these units. You can't be fighting right now. Stop it. Oh my god, stop it. Look at the nested bees. So many nested bees. Springald's looking to try and tee off towards him. He's got to be careful, though. Not a good position up against that village. You can see the pathing doesn't do the best. He's getting good shots back here. Vil stop on the landmark, instead turn over towards the keep. Continuing to push on those nested bees. He's taken out 2 so far. Absolutely cleaning up that back line. And Springald now comes out for Demo on the defense. And Puppy Paw continues to push in. Hand Cannoneers on the front line. Longbows on the back, and still not an elite upgraded unit in sight. Veteran longbows. Veterancy on those men-at-arms. And finally we see it. Elite men-at-arms are coming through. And Puppy Paw is probably scratching his head thinking, didn't I research an elite upgrade not too long ago? What was that all about? I swear I did. I swear I did. Anyway, middle of the map. The hero of the story that's yet to be told has just arrived on the battlefield, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, we're talking about the Great Wall Gatehouse, a landmark that sometimes forgets to fire. I have witnessed many a game where this landmark just doesn't remember that it has a nest of bee emplacement in it. In fact, it has 2. But if there's one way that you're going to be able to take it down, it's with a couple of trebuchets. Let's see if Puppy Paw is going to be able to find it. I don't think he's got the distance, actually, from this top level, so I might have to look at it from another angle. Could definitely do it from behind the safety of this wall, but how safe is that wall going to be right now? That's going to be the big question for you. Keep slowly goes up. 9 villagers. Longbows with their veterancy. Men-at-arms. Upgrade about to come through. There it is. Nested Bees looking to tee off. Barbican getting taken out. Men-at-arms able to run in. They've got their elite upgrades finally. +3 ranged armor. Well, technically it's +1 ranged armor with the upgrade, of course, the armor cladding upgrade. Demo looking like he might be in a little bit of trouble here, but he does have the keep, and he's got the nested bees, and there's nothing really to deal with the nested bees at the moment. Like, the siege defense from Demo is just going to be absolutely fine here. And now we start seeing more upgrades coming through. Elite Longbowman, hello, how you doing, mate? Been a while since we've seen you. And +3 ranged attack. Expect to see incendiary arrows come through. I haven't seen enclosures yet. Do we dare check to see whether he has enclosures? Springald's firing off. Roller shutter triggers, are you through? Indeed you are, for both players. One of the most important Imperial upgrades you can get. Roller shutter triggers. Let's check. Let's check. Oh, he's got it. He's got it. He's got it. Okay. He's got it. I was scared for a second. I hadn't seen it come through. But maybe I just wasn't looking hard enough. Keep still surviving. Still standing the test of time. Nested Bees in placement on the Great Wall Gatehouse. I was going to say on the White House. But I think that'd be a bit of a weird place to put it. Demo. Floating a little bit of gold here. Throws down a little, or does a bit of a trade, gets himself some stone. Gonna be able to repair up this keep with it. Barbican burning. Treb still unfolding on that back line. And Puppy Paw maxed out. 198 population for Puppy Paw versus Demo on 144. The timing here for Puppy Paw is immaculate. He's picked it perfectly. And he managed to slow down the Chinese very well. Normally, Chinese Imperial Age hits before the English, and they're able to do a push with palace guards. But we don't see that here, because Puppy Paw slowed him down in the beginning of the game. The Abbey of Kings was able to force out a response, was able to delay him with that early men-at-arms, and that was able to buy him time. Because by doing that, what you do is you allow yourself to customize your own build order, whereas your enemy has to respond to what you're doing, so they lose efficiency. Speaking of efficiency right now, those nested bees firing down upon those hand cannoneers. How good does that feel? Bombard. Teeing off towards the men-at-arms. How many nested bees we got left in here? It looks like only 2 nested bees remaining. One of them down, pretty low health. We see... Oh my god, does he have Ming Dynasty? He's got Ming Dynasty. He's gone for the Spirit Way. We're going to see Grenadiers. We're surely going to see Grenadiers here. Demu maybe looking to get the Grenadier out. He went into the Great Wall Gatehouse together with the Spirit Way. The reason I knew that he did that was because he was getting the buff from his Dynasty units. Normally you don't get that unless you've got that Spirit Way. Bombard now, turning its attention towards the keep. Got to be very careful of those Springles. You know that he's got the roller shutter triggers. Puppy Paw looking for additional upgrades. We start to see elite army tactics coming in. There's still some key upgrades that are missing. Incendiary arrows in particular. One of those big ones. Let's see if we can find the university. See what he's got left. It's probably up here somewhere on the front line, maybe. Where are you? If I was a university, where would I be? How do I not see it? That's a blacksmith. There it is. There it is. Okay. We got a fight on the front. We'll talk about the university later. Fire Lancer numbers building up here. He's got the elite upgrade as well. We start to see that Palace Guard Fire Lancer combo. An incredibly difficult combo to deal with. A melee combo. They don't care what they attack. They've got bonuses against absolutely nothing. Fire Lancer only, I think it's bonuses against siege, maybe? Just siege. That's it. 20 damage against siege. So they are indiscriminate in what they elect to fight. Springald's firing off, looking to try and hit the nest of bees. I'm going to find it. Has he got the additional barrels upgrade? Let's have a look. Oh, he doesn't. Technically, it's additional barrel. If we could rename that technology to additional barrel, that would be great, because it's only one additional rocket barrage. That was the sound of a Springald going down, I think. I think Springalds have a different sound when they get killed compared to the nest of bees. No, it sounds the same. It sounded like a Springald to me. I don't know. There's something in the wind that I could just tell. Demo really under pressure though. Puppy Paw doing a great job of trading out, and this is one of the big things I often talk about in the coaching that I do for the English. It's the concept of trading, and I'm not talking about this backline trading. What I'm talking about is making units and killing your enemy's units with your own units, and eventually it's going to get to the point where they don't have the resources to replace them. And you can see that both players are struggling at the moment. 167 population versus 175. Both of them less than 1,000 food. So the trades are relatively efficient at the moment for Demo. And we can see that when it comes to destroyed value, he's destroyed 13k more than his opponent. So really efficient trades coming through for Demo at the moment. Finally going to get some value out of that Berkshire as it fires off into the ether. Takes out a couple of Palace Guards there. Demo with a whole bunch of landmarks that just, unfortunately, don't... Well, I'm not going to say they don't like to get back up after they've been knocked down. They have trouble getting back up after they've been knocked down. You know, they listen to that song one too many times. I get knocked down. You know, actually, I got a point to make right now. There was a guy in my comments who said, Drongo, please don't sing in your videos. I don't like it. Well, this one's for you. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. That one's for you, buddy. I don't remember your name. I don't remember where you're from. I think I clicked through to your profile. I'm like, yeah, you look like the kind of guy who would say that thing. I'm sorry. There was like 500 people that just took offense on that guy's behalf. Anyway, the Fire Lancer numbers now looking to try and break through on this backside. Hand Cannoneer numbers aren't the thickest. Springald's able to take it out. Looks like Demu's going to be clapping back. Look at the numbers he's got up here. These are Clock Tower Springald, so they got that little bit of extra health as well. Still yet to see the Siege Works upgrades coming in. So you're talking about a big difference in health. 165 for those Clock Tower Springalds. Is it 165? There you go. 251 for the Clock Tower Springalds. Against 125 for Puppy Paw's unupgraded Springalds. Obviously, that will change shortly. But you can definitely tell the dynamic is significantly different here. That's actually crazy. 251. So they have double the health of a Springald, of a normal Springald. That's absolutely wild. Incendiary arrows coming through here for Puppy Paw as well. That'll help him on the defense. And the fight all just seems to be over this area. The rest of the map is just ready for the pickings, ripe for the taking. And players are just like, let's just fight it out here. Let's just man fight it. And I love these games. These are my favorite games. You're not doing any cheeky raids. It's all just my economy versus your economy, my micro versus your micro, my production against yours. It is may the best man win. or the best woman. But now Demu having a little bit of trouble. Look at the numbers. 200 population for Puppy Paw against 163 for Demu. Villager count is even. Main difference here comes down to those infantry numbers. Up to 30 men-at-arms now for Puppy Paw. Really starting to spam them out. More production going to get thrown down on the front line. A really key important thing to do around the 30-minute mark. Add in that additional production towards the front. He's got plenty of it up here. He's lost a little bit though. And now those men-at-arms look to dish out the damage. Up against that combo, the Fire Lancer together with the Palace Guard. The Fire Lancers have that AoE damage, whereas the Palace Guards have the longevity. But the main thing to note is those Nest of Bees on the back, shredding through all of it. Barbican continues to go down. He's got so many vills here, he doesn't even care. 12 villagers repairing this landmark, trying to get it back up. Every time it goes down, he gets knocked down, he gets back up again right there. You can see it. This is a man determined to get back up. And oh my lord, okay, there we go. All right, it's happening. You finally got it. Puppy Paws said, well, maybe I just can't man fight you down the middle. Maybe I have to stop just taking all of these uppercuts to the chin, and I gotta start dodging. I gotta start blocking. I gotta start doing something, because this is not good. So the first thing is the stone wall prevents the trade. Nice. Second thing is an attempt to deny additional space from the keep, which itself gets denied. Also distracts your enemy as well. They've got units over here which aren't doing anything. So now that allows you on the front to have a little bit more power. Trebs firing off. Look at the Trebs firing off towards that backline siege. The return of the Trebuchet. It is back, ladies and gentlemen. They said it was gone. They said it was dead. The Trebuchet is back. We gotta zoom. We gotta zoom. We gotta zoom. Look at those long boys right there. Give it to me, baby. Oh, you love to see it. The return of the Trebuchet, baby. It's back. I remember when they nerfed the Treb, I called it out. I said, no one's ever going to make a Trebuchet again. You'll see people make 47 battering rams before they make a single Trebuchet. But today, I am wrong. Puppy Paw now with the English Trebuchet returning to battle. Battering rams from Demu look to line the field here. 7 of them out at the moment. Plenty more where that came from. Nest of Bees still teeing off towards the back, but the men-at-arms just rampaging through the base of Demu. He's down to 160 pop. He's got no housing space here either. Technically maxed out right now. Unfortunately, losing that village really costs him a lot of population space. Battering rams looking to come forward and trying to deny, not deny, but just trying to distract the enemy here. He says, I just want to try and force you back away from my base so that I can recover, so that I've got time. Because I need to buy time right now, and especially what he needs to buy. He's got gold here towards the front, so he doesn't need to really worry about this trade. How's trade going for Puppy Paw? Non-existent, absolutely as you would expect here. Late game English economy. Biology now coming through here for Puppy Paw as well. Fire Lancers for Demu have already got that upgrade. And the Trebuchets continue unpacking on that enemy backline. Longbow numbers building up here. Fully upgraded. Incendiaries, +3 range attack. Now the Fire Lancers look like they might be able to connect here with the front line. Demu somehow manages to find a way back into this game. Just when we thought the return of the Trebuchet was upon us, Demu says, not today, sister. Not today. Outposts here on the back line. They've got their bombards. At least only one of them. Keep goes down. More rams now. Going to be looking to target down that Berkshire. Trebs have nothing to say about it. And Demu overwhelming the front somehow, some way. He is making a pushback from this position. It looked almost impossible for Demu to manage to come back into this game. Puppy Paw had men-at-arms in the base. Down 40 population. It looked impossible. But somehow, he's overwhelmed. The battering rams have made their way through. So much health on these battering rams as well. Good luck ever. Look at how they soak up all of this damage. You can see that right now Puppy Paw's got to really pay attention to this, because all of his longbows, instead of moving towards the front and attacking these units, are just sitting back here attacking battering rams. They're soaking up these attacks, and that's what's so sneaky about these rams. Got to be really careful with them here. Just continuing to attack the Berkshire through all of these villages repairing. And Puppy Paw looks to rebuild. 200 population. Elite horsemen now coming through as well. So going to be looking to switch. Pushing up. Longbow numbers looking solid. Individually focusing down these units. Nest of Bees fires towards the center of mass. These guys are split pretty well. An attack over towards the east side. It's just a battering ram though. Oh my lord, it's a stone wall tower. This is banned. Puppy Paw, this is banned in tournaments. You're not actually allowed to do it. I can't believe he's doing this right now. This is illegal. Highly illegal. No, not really. I mean, people frown upon you if you do that. Oh my lord, look at the keep. He's going to attempt to drop it down. There's plenty of villagers here, but there's way too many longbows. I don't think he's got a chance in hell of getting this one up. It looks like Lord Doubt will be smiling upon this today. Demu throwing it away. I mean, look at the villager count now. All of a sudden down to 91. He's lost absolutely everything, and indeed Lord Doubt smiles upon it. 124 population. It's really starting to lose a lot of resources here. It is draining, and Demu taps out after swing after swing after swing. More swings than a child's swing set. That's the best I can give you. Fellas, I hope you guys enjoyed this game. Check out Puppy Paw. Check out Demu. I'll leave links down in the description to where you can catch them, where you can watch them live. Demu's probably streaming right now. Puppy Paw, he takes a bit longer. You'll catch him on the weekends, I'm sure. Anyway, we'll catch you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.